anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do the collective for today. Today is Friday. It is June 19th, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates. Leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits. God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use What's Gossip, Volume 2. This is by Sishu. I'm not kidding. I just don't know how to pronounce it. They've done a bunch of quote-unquote cheaper decks, but nice decks, you know? And you can find them on Amazon. It's S-I-S-H-U-I. Sishu? Sishi? I'm not mispronouncing it on purpose to be an ass. I really just don't know. All right. If you like my hat, you can purchase it at House on the Rock in Wisconsin if you ever want to go there. I got it on Wednesday when I went with the ex-husband. I got a t-shirt hat combo. You know what was funny is you would think that they would match, but they didn't match. I got a really pretty like baby blue t-shirt that says House on the Rock, Wisconsin. I can't remember what town it's in, y'all. It's like 2.5, 3 hours for me, and I'm at the border of Wisconsin and Illinois. And it came with a gray shirt. There was a pink shirt with a white hat. There was a black hat with like a green shirt. Like no matching. Like nothing matched. And I was like, well, I want the blue shirt, and it comes with a gray hat, so I can live with a gray hat. The ex-husband didn't want anything. I was like, are you sure you don't want a t-shirt hat combo? And he goes, I don't know that I want to remember this. It was interesting. I feel like it would be interesting to go see it once. I do not feel like I ever need to go back there again. The only way I would go back there again is if like I was dating somebody and they wanted to go. I would be like, okay, I'll go. And it's so... Here's the thing. I never really think of myself as that, we got one on the table, as that kind of person that gets like overstimulated. But let me tell you, I got overstimulated there. With all the animatronic stuff. He had, the original owner, he was a millionaire, and he built a house off a cliff, which is the main attraction because you get to go in the room that's off the cliff, and it literally is a room that goes to a point. Like you can't even fit a person at the end of the room. It's literally like this big. The room literally goes to a point. And they block it off with like a big piece of like plexiglass and like a railing and stuff. You're not allowed to go past a certain point, but you can look at it, you know? And he built sections of the house, okay? So it's not like all one house. He built a house to house his carousel. He had this huge ass carousel. Y'all, when the ex-husband and I went to that room with that carousel, like I was just like, the lights, the amount of lights that were flashing and blinking and just bright, and the sound that it makes, and the sound that the motor makes, because it's all, like all the inner workings are like right there, because they want to show you. Like, it's so much noise. I was just like, my favorite part was they had a dollhouse section because he collected dollhouses. I really liked that. I thought that was interesting. There was a section with dolls. There was a section of the house that looked like a street in London, like with little shops and like literally built like little shops and had little shops, like a fake town. There was a section where he had a huge display of like a whale. And when I tell you this whale was probably bigger than a whale. And then there was an octopus, and the scene was the octopus was trying to take down the whale. But it was huge. It was massive. It would be like a school gym, or like a big auditorium, or like a baseball field, or like, it was huge. And I'm just thinking, I said to my ex-husband when we were leaving the gift shop, after I got my hat and my t-shirt, I said to him, and I know you're probably wondering why I even needed the hat and t-shirt. I'm going to sleep in the t-shirt, first of all. And second of all, I love hats. I collect hats. I've been doing that for a very long time. So I said to him, I said, don't you think it's sad that he thought all of this shit was fulfilling? And he looked at me and he goes, well, how many decks of cards do you have? And I looked at him and I said, touche, sir. Touche. I mean, how am I supposed to argue with that? Somebody would probably walk in my condo and be like, what do you need this room full of tarot and oracle cards for? Because I like it? Because I like to have 300 decks of cards, you know? I don't know. I still think it's a little sad. Because we're talking, I've probably spent $7,000 to $10,000 on cards since I started over 2 years ago. 2.5 now, I guess, technically. This man spent how much on these homes and the stuff in them, and, you know, today's market, you're probably talking millions, you know? I don't know. It still felt sad to me. We got 2 on the table. But yeah, House on the Rock in Wisconsin. Four on the table. You know what's funny is that was bottom of the deck when I pulled the deck out of the box. Okay, sorry. I'm not gonna lie, it resonates. Past, future, who knows? Past, definitely. Somebody's gonna reach out with communication to another person. This person wants a connection, to me, it's giving like situationship, friends with benefits, casual sexual encounters. Like somebody's gonna reach out with like a risque invitation. And I don't know that somebody's gonna respond. I don't know that. 5 on the table. We're gonna do 2 more shuffles. Yeah, because 2 people aren't really in the same space. Like one person is looking for like friends with benefits, casual, like, you know. And another person is probably looking for more of a commitment. 2 more shuffles. They're just not in the same place at the same time. I mean, that's really just what it is. You're not at the same place on the same timeline, you know? But it's like somebody's going to want to get together, somebody's going to want to meet, and the way that they're going to word it like, hey, can we hang out? Can we, can we meet up? The other person's going to be like, what is this even? Like, what is this? Like, what are we doing here? Like, it's going to be very, obscure. We got 6 on the table, last shuffle. Somebody might, somebody just might not respond. Somebody might not respond. Somebody might quietly walk away. We got 8 with bottom of the deck. Yeah. Two people are, it's gonna create for a very awkward situation if these are like friends, if this is like a friend of the family with another family member, if this is like co-workers, neighbors, like it's gonna make for a very awkward situation. Bottom of the deck is off and on vibe. I think we had that one last time, I want to say. Hey, there's a little kitty. A little orange kitty. Bottom of the deck, perfect for show. Like somebody's gonna feel like somebody's fake. Somebody's fake. All right. We got low risk attachment. Tell me if you like these cards. I like these cards. I like the other deck too. It's a little bit different. It was the first volume. This is the second. I actually like them. We got blurry invitation. Late night text. I don't know that it'll necessarily be a text. Take how it resonates. We got your first trap. Like nobody wants to be the first one to say something. Out of sync rhythm. Quiet unfollow. Too good to be true. And bottom of the deck is mutual checking. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. So yeah, I think somebody's going to reach out with communication, wanting some type of like very, very basic connection, okay? To me, sexual and not much else. Neither one of these people is really going to want to, like the person that gets the message isn't necessarily going to want to respond. And the person that sends the message isn't really going to want to compromise, And like I said, they're just two people on very different wavelengths, different timelines, different places in their life. And I think, and this is just me, but take how it resonates, I think the person that gets contacted is just going to quietly, like, I don't even need to put you down. I don't even need to put you in your spot. Like, I'm just going to quietly walk away. I'm just, we're done here. I'm done here. This could have been a too good to be true situation. Here's the thing. I'm not going to say that two people didn't like each other because they probably did, right? If there's some type of reason for this person to believe that they could send a message, that they could call, that they could come by and give an indecent proposal, there's got to be some type of feeling there, some type of attraction, chemistry, right? The thing is, I think both parties think it's too good to be true. I think the one is a little bit more low vibrational and wanting something a little more casual. And then when this person doesn't respond, they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I knew that wasn't going to happen. Like, And the person that gets the message, the person that gets the indecent proposal is going to be like, I wanted something more from them. I really like them. I thought we could do something together, be great together. Too good to be true. And again, there's something about like after the fact, two people are going to be like, it's going to be a very awkward situation. It's going to be very awkward. Because two people are gonna like if this was a work situation, right? And one person reaches out with an indecent proposal, and that other person just doesn't even respond. But come Monday morning, they see each other at work. It's very much gonna be like, are you gonna say something? No, are you gonna say something? You know, like neither one of them wants to like open up a dialogue. Nobody wants to talk about what happened on Friday night or Saturday night. And it's just gonna be two people weirdly watching each other like, you gonna say anything? You gonna say anything? They gonna do anything? Am I gonna do anything? You know? I've been there. I've been there. I've been there with the guy that I was in love with last year. Almost the exact, you know what I mean? Like almost the exact same feelings. You know? I reached out for communication. I didn't get anything in return. He didn't want to, he made no effort to communicate, gave me every indication that he wasn't even interested in maintaining a friendship. So I was like, okay, well, you know, like then I'm going to move on, you know, I'm going to heal and move on. I'm not going to lie. Like I felt like he was watching me for some type of reaction. I don't know. And I felt like I mean, I knew I was watching him because I was like, is he watching me? Like, why is he watching me? You know what I mean? Like, there was just this very much this energy of like, are you going to say something? Am I going to say something? And again, like, I was the one that reached out for communication and he didn't say anything. So I just figured if he wants to say something, he can say something. And almost a year later, hasn't said jack shit. And that's fine, right? That's fine. Everybody is entitled to live their life the way they want to live it. Say what they want to say, hold back, whatever the case. It's not for me to tell, you know, to tell you or to tell him and be like, oh, you're a dirtbag because you didn't say anything. Wasn't interested, didn't care, whatever the case may be, right? It's totally within his right to not say anything. Just like if he were to come back now and say like, hey, can we talk? A year later, totally within my right to say no. Like, haven't we both moved on, you know? I don't know that I would do that. Like, I probably would talk to him just because, probably because I would be looking for answers. I doubt I would get them, but, you know, and I'm just the type of person, I was just thinking about this in the shower when I took my shower after I got home from work. Like, I was telling a friend on Tuesday, like, I'm the type, and I think I told you guys yesterday, the other day, I'm the type of person to give 2-3 chances, right? 2-3 tries. God will tell me to cut people off after the first. Like, I'll literally, like, nope, cut them off. And I'll be like, no, I'm not doing that. For me, personally, for my own comfort level, I want to be able to say, I gave somebody a second chance, a third chance. Fourth chance, no, I don't go there. But I want to be able to say to myself and to God, okay, I gave this person 2 chances, 3 chances, nothing. I'm walking away now. And I don't want to have anything to do with this again. It's not my fault if this person changes their mind or something happens or, you know, they cry wolf or whatever the case. Like, I gave them. Almost a year later, would I be willing to talk to him? Of course I would. We work together. If he wants to say something now, sure, let's have a conversation. Let's have an honest, open dialogue. Sure. Do I have any idea where that would go? No. Does it really overall matter in the scheme of my life plans? No. like I'm already, you know what I mean? Almost a year later, like I'm already moving. I've been moving. I was moving the whole time. I would open up I would allow a conversation for my own peace of mind. I guess I would never, like me personally, I would never not want to give somebody an opportunity to say what they have to say. If he were to come in with some bullshit and be belligerent and act like an ass, then let him act like an ass, right? Like I can't control that. I can only control my response. And my response would be like, okay, are you done now? Okay. You vented? You're good? All right. I'm going to walk on. And that's just me giving you an example of kind of like what I see here. Only because for me, like, I feel like this resonates. I feel like this resonates. Because after that whole situation, it was very much the two of us watching each other. It was very much the two of us like, okay, are you going to talk or am I going to talk? Again, I was the first one to say something. I was waiting for him to respond. I think he felt like I was going to chase him. I was going to run after him for breadcrumbs. And that's just not the case. I don't do that. I don't do that with anybody. I don't do that with family, friends, lovers. I don't. Never have. So he is absolutely no exception. You waited too long, dude. You waited too long. That's kind of the energy that's giving me. Like, it's going to be very awkward, and two people are going to be watching each other, and they're going to be like, okay, are we going to talk about Friday night? Are we going to talk about Saturday night? Like, what happened? Like, and I don't know why I'm, like, all of a sudden I'm picturing, like, scenes from the movie Pretty in Pink with Molly Ringwald, John Cryer, oh God, James Spader, one of my favorite actors. What, is it Kevin McCarthy? What, is that his first name? You guys would know. He was in Pretty in Pink. He was in St. Elmo's Fire. I think it's Kevin McCarthy. I didn't bring my phone in here. I can't look. He's actually, I don't know if it came out yet or not. There was a documentary on the Brat Pack from the 80s. Molly Ringwald, Judd Nelson, all of them. Ali Sheedy, all of them. And I'm pretty sure he's the one, McCarthy's the one that's doing the documentary. I'm pretty sure it was his idea. I want to say it's Kevin, but I can't remember. And the sad thing is, one last thing before I let this go. I keep looking, like, I keep looking at these 4 cards because it's got a masculine and a feminine. Again, it could be 2 feminines, 2 masculines. But I'm looking at the 2 different, like, faces on each of the cards. And it's just giving me, like, this person that offers the indecent proposal, they might want more. They might be offering this indecent proposal because they don't want to, like, it's not that they don't like the other person. It's just that they might not want to. Because it's not that they don't want to invest. They do want to invest, but it's giving like, I don't know how to say it. Like, they're interested, they are, but it's like, it's almost like they want to take things so slow, and in their thought process, in their mind, a casual friends with benefits would be a first step before, like, okay, like, let's date then. You know, like, it's almost like they figure, like, okay, like, let's sleep together. Let's have sex. Let's get that out of the way. And if something develops as that progresses, right, as we continue to be lovers, if that progresses, if the chemistry is there in other areas, then maybe, like, we'll date. And then from dating, exclusivity. And from exclusivity to maybe engagement, you know, and then marriage, and then moving, you know, well, moving in together probably before that, but, you know, everybody's different. It's almost like they think that that would be a first step towards a relationship, but a lot of people don't do, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't do casual and friends with benefits as a first step to a relationship. Like, if you like somebody and you know you want to invest, you would date. Sleep together. Make it official. Maybe move in together. Get engaged. Get married. You know, a couple years down the road, whatever. Casual and friends with benefits is not something that usually leads to a relationship. Not usually. Sometimes, but not usually, right? Oh, hold on. That's my buzzer. I think it's my vitamins. I'll get them eventually. Yeah, that's not usually how, you know, dating works, you know? Like, I've had friends with benefits. I've had casual encounters like that. Never once have they led to dating. Never. Not once. I did have a friends with benefits before I met the ex-husband, and then when I met the ex-husband, we started dating. Made it official like a month or two in, something like that, somewhere in there. And my friends with benefits saw, because him and I were friends on Facebook at the time. He was 3 years younger than me, I want to say. He went to school with my brother. Because my brother's 3 years younger than me. He saw that I was in a relationship on Facebook, and he reached out and asked me on a date. And I was like, seriously? Like, we were friends with benefits. Now that you see, like, I have a date, now you want more? Like, now that you see I'm in a relationship, now you want to date me? Because that's not really what we had agreed on, you know? And then I hadn't seen him for probably a couple months before I met the ex-husband. And the ex-husband and I just started dating, and, you know, that was it. It was history. But you know what I mean? Like, friends with benefits doesn't usually... I did try once. I tried with the guy from 2023. After my divorce, we were friends with benefits, and I really liked him. And, you know, I said, would you want to date? That's when he blew up at me and got kind of, like, nasty. And I immediately knew it was because either he was already in a relationship with someone else, or he was dating somebody and I was the side chick, right? Like, I was the side piece. I was the friends with benefits, but he was dating somebody else. I mean, I broke up with him in July of 2023, the beginning of July 2023, beginning of August 2023. he was in a relationship with his now girlfriend. I assume they're still together. So I tried to change that dynamic when really you don't usually do that. Like I've said before, no regrets. No regrets. I'm always honest. I'm always truthful. I say what I mean what I say. No regrets. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonates. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a fabulous evening. I will talk to you later.